Hey everybody, this is Eric from GameShampoo.com, bringing you the weekly news update as usual. So I'm going to get on my computer here. Today is Sunday, September 2nd. It is... let's try that again. It is Labor Day weekend. Everybody's got the day off tomorrow. And getting into kind of the fall season here, so kind of curious what everybody's going to be playing this weekend. I guess I bet Madden probably a big one, as we're starting to kick off football season proper here. Guild Wars 2 probably another pretty big one, but personally I have just been playing through some of the side missions and stuff that I never really got around to beating in Sleeping Dogs, which basically just amounts to running around and like romancing all the different girls in my cell phone, so being kind of a player right now. Anyways, let's get over here. Let's talk news. This is gonna cover everything that happened with the site over the last week. We got some pretty exciting stuff as the week kind of drew to a close, and then we're gonna talk about what's going on next week. As far as we know, again, I mean, nothing really much that I know of happening on Monday, but there's some pretty exciting stuff on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I'll talk more about that in a second. For now, last week's news. Alright, yesterday we actually launched a giveaway on the site, which is kind of a test run that I'm doing of a Game of the Month feature. And so basically it's calling together a group of some of the best games of the month. In this case, we've got 5 Walking Dead Episode 3, Dust and Elysian Tale, or Elysian Tale, I think it's actually pronounced. Both of which I have played and beaten and should be reviewing if I get bored enough later tonight, because I don't know really what I'm going to be doing over the weekend, or Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday being the start of the work week again. Anyways, we got Walking Dead Episode 3, Dust, Transformers, Darksiders 2, and Sleeping Dogs. And so you can go find out which was our favorite game of the month at that link, and you can also enter to win a copy of Transformers Fall of Cybertron for the Xbox 360. Just giving it out. I'll have the URL in the comments, or in the description of the video, rather. So go over there if you want free stuff. It's a good game, obviously, because it's included in our little roundup. So go over, check it out, enter for your chance to win. And right now I don't feel like there's many people who have entered, so basically pretty good chances at the moment. The contest ends Friday the 7th at midnight. So let's get into some more news. PAX is already talking about their 2013 show, even though their 2012 show is still going on. 2 big pieces of news, I guess, regarding that. First being that they're going to be heading to Australia next year, which is exciting for people in Australia, and they're considering the UK, although nobody's really made any comments one way or the other on that, except, hey, we'd like to do it. And the other big piece of news, I guess, is that it's going to be lasting a 4th day this year, so it's no longer a 3-day thing. PAX Prime is going to be a 4-day event. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I could handle a 4-day event after going to Comic-Con, just a couple months after. I guess really like a month and a half after. And that's already kind of like a 4 or 5 day thing. Torchlight 2 got a launch date and a launch trailer. The trailer is only like 20 days early, something like that, because the launch date is officially September 20th. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. They kept saying summer. Technically that's not really true anymore because I think the first day of autumn was yesterday, but yeah, close enough. Torchlight 2, September 20th. Check out the launch trailer on our website. It's looking awesome. I can't wait. So that's one big piece of news. We have two more to cover. The next one being a third game in Final Fantasy XIII's little sub-series. That's right, a third game. It's called Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII. It's making the FF part of the title the subtitle. That's interesting. I guess they didn't want to call it Final Fantasy III because even they knew that was ridiculous. I don't know. There was a presentation in Japan and they announced 13 Lightning Returns with a trailer, and I'm not sure what I think of it just yet. I wasn't under the impression that Final Fantasy XIII, the original one, was really popular enough to warrant this many sequels and offshoots and stuff like that. I felt like people generally had either an indifferent opinion on it or just a bad opinion on it. But I will say that Final Fantasy XIII 2 was definitely the better of those two games. I'm not much of a fan of the kind of navel-gazing, head-up ass, for lack of a better term, storytelling and writing that Square has been putting in most of their games lately. But other than that, I enjoyed Final Fantasy XIII 2 a lot, actually. So I'm interested to see if Lightning Returns improves on that even more. Could be great, or it could just be, beating a dead horse kind of thing. Either way, though, we will have more information on Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII available for you on Tuesday, September 4th. It's coming up real soon, and optimistically speaking, it's really exciting stuff. So, yeah, it's looking interesting, at least. Then we've got a new Metal Gear game announced as well. It's called Metal Gear Ground Zeroes. It's on the Fox engine, and it's in development for current generation consoles, apparently. They showed off a demo of it at Konami's 25th Metal Gear Anniversary event in Japan, and people technically weren't supposed to say anything about it, but there are people tweeting stuff about it, and it sounds like it looks amazing. We've got a trailer that we're going to post on the site now, or as soon as I'm done with this. So head over, check out the trailer. It looks mighty impressive. It's impressive still what some really dedicated teams can do with current gen tech, even as we're coming into the next generation here. It's like Sony and God of War 2. Some of the most impressive stuff they have for the consoles coming out right on that cusp of the next generation. Excuse me. Let's see what else. We've got an article up about aging and gaming, and just how gaming can positively affect your life as you get older. We've got a big 6-minute Borderlands 2 trailer up. Shows off character customization, new enemies, new weapons, new vehicles, new areas, all kinds of new stuff, with some, the standard hilarious narration. It's pretty cool. Okay, stop that. Amazon's got a big sale going on for Labor Day weekend. If you haven't seen this and you play games on the PC, check it out right now. Really big deals. We have some of the best ones listed on the site. Stuff like Max Payne 3 and LA Noire bundled together for $30. Or, you know, you can get Dead Space 1 and 2 for something like $7. Some of these deals are really great, and they have over 400 total, so you're bound to find something you like. Resident Evil 6 was somehow leaked by a retailer in Poland. We've got screenshots from the final game, which has come out over a month early, and more info on that. All of those copies have been sold out, so take to eBay because you might just find copies of Resident Evil 6. It is an English language copy of the game, even though it's in German packaging, and it's subtitled in a few other languages as well, so you might just get lucky. Probably have to pay a pretty penny for that though. Sony is talking about their PlanetSide 2 beta stats. Let's check that out. Huge turnout for the beta. Let's see. Players average over 2 hours a day in the game. 8.5 billion points of damage has been done to players. 5.8 billion points of damage have been done to vehicles. We've had 6.3 million player deaths. That kind of thing. Huge statistics. It looks like, suffice it to say, it's going to be a pretty popular game. Alright, we have a ton of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale character announcements. Basically, it seems like Superbot just wanted to get everything out of the way after that big leak, because all of the leaked characters have now been officially announced. So we've got Nariko, Sir Daniel Fortescue, Sackboy, Raiden, and a bunch of others. They've just been on a roll with all these announcements, and we have lengthy gameplay videos featuring all of them. So check that out to see their moves, playstyle, stuff like that. I'm definitely getting a sense now of how this game is progressing, how it's going to play. We have hands-on coverage of it from Comic-Con a couple months ago, and at that time there were only, I think, 8 characters in the game, and now there's 20. There's 20 characters, and there are a few characters on the roster that I still kind of am not quite sure about, but in general I think it's really strong. And even if they don't have any other characters to announce, I'm pretty happy with what they have in there right now, just as a first game in what is probably going to be a series eventually. But with 2 months left to go until the November 20th launch date, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see something else. I mean, they must have something else as they're going to be pushing up towards launch, but I'm definitely getting a sense of which characters I'd like to play. I think Nariko seems really interesting. She has kind of a mixture of melee and range. If you're looking to buy Guild Wars 2, maybe go to a store or Amazon to do it. You cannot buy Guild Wars 2 temporarily on ArenaNet's own website. They have suspended digital sales of the game because so many people have been buying it, and their servers just can't handle everybody that's rushing into this game all at once, which is insane. But I guess, you know, if you're gonna have a problem, might as well be that too many people bought your game, right? Bethesda, on the other hand, mo money, mo problems for Bethesda, because they're talking about Skyrim DLC on the PS3, and you know, I don't know what the issue is exactly, but they just, well, according to them, this is a direct quote, "It's not a problem we're positive we can solve." If you own Skyrim for the PS3, I'm just going to say, don't count on playing Dawn Guard or Hearthfire or anything else they announce. It doesn't look like they're making progress on that stuff at all, really. They have a team dedicated to it still, even as they move into the next expansion, which is encouraging. But as of now, don't expect it. Maybe pick it up in a Steam sale if you can at some point here, because some of the DLC is quite substantial. I did think Dawn Guard was really great. What else? We've got a 3DS Majora's Mask reboot coming to the system. Not much news, really nothing official on that, but we've had some European stores, Game and the like, leak it on their website really briefly. It's been pulled since then, but just the mere fact that it's in their database suggests that this is going to happen sooner or later. So expect to see more info on a 3D version of Majora's Mask. And let's see, just in terms of news, that's the big stuff. There are a few smaller things on the site, but I think that's everything that's really discussion worthy right now. In terms of reviews, we've got 2 up right now that are pretty new. There's a Counter-Strike Go review. I promised that last week. I ended up playing just a shit ton of that game. Something like 50 hours. And I went back and played Counter-Strike Source a little bit to kind of compare the two. And I like Counter-Strike Go. I like it a lot. But it doesn't really hold up, because the fan base for these things is notoriously picky. So it'll be interesting to see how that community and that game kind of evolve over time. Already we're starting to see some kind of cool mods. There's a zombies mod out that I think is a lot of fun, and definitely certain parts of the community seem to be taking to it. And then we've got a Leviathan review for the Mass Effect 3 expansion pack, and that one I also enjoyed. A little uneven, perhaps. There are investigation sections, which might bring to mind something like Arkham City, where you're going around scanning for clues and using all these, cool gadgets and stuff like that, but in the end it ends up being, here are your clues, there's like one over there, one over there, one over there, and then you go around and press A on each one of them until one of them does something, which is really, really boring and totally kills the momentum of the game, which is otherwise really great. And obviously the other problem being that, obviously this isn't really going to influence the end game of Mass Effect 3 because it ended already, so don't expect anything you do here to be of actual consequence, which is kind of a shame, because it's investigation parts aside, I should say, it's kind of one of the best parts of Mass Effect 3. You get a cool new environment, some cool new battles with enemies, and a short but sweet undersea section. So that's basically what happened over the last week. Head over to the website if you want to see the few other small things that happened, or enter the giveaway, or read the reviews. Next week, I already mentioned on Tuesday that we are going to have more coverage of Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, which is pretty exciting. Also on Tuesday, we're going to have a review of a little indie game called War of the Human Tanks. It's actually up on Steam Greenlight right now, but we have a copy running upstairs, and I've been playing that a little bit over the weekend too, in addition to Sleeping Dogs, so look for the final verdict on that game, and go check it out on Steam Greenlight if an indie RTS game with cute, kind of hand-drawn looking, almost kind of graphics sounds appealing to you, go check that out. What else? Next week, releases, I want to say Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is coming out. Let me just confirm that. But I'm like 90% certain that it's coming out on September 11th. Yeah. Is that next week? I don't know. No, that's not next week. I said what day it was at the beginning of this video, and then I forgot what day it was. It's coming out the week after next. So September is kind of like an oddly, I don't want to say slow, because there are 3 huge releases, or not, if not huge, then fairly big. But uneven, maybe, this year. So this week there's kind of nothing as far as I can tell in terms of big releases. I'm not really sure what's going to be going up on Xbox Live Arcade or PlayStation Network this week. If it looks interesting at all, we'll have coverage of it. I'd certainly like to find something to review this week. Aside from the Dust and the Walking Dead reviews that I'm going to be working on. Let's see what's on Steam here. Borderlands 2 is getting a $30 season pass, apparently. Alright, didn't know that. WWE WrestleFest is apparently coming out this month. The WWE arcade game fans have cherished for decades is back, and better than ever, WWE WrestleFest delivers classic WWE action in 2D. The faithfully recreated experience is complete with current-day WWE superstars like John Cena and Randy Orton, as well as iconic WWE legends like Jake the Snake. Okay. Oh, Primal Carnage. No. There's no date on Primal Carnage on Steam yet. It just says fall, but it's kind of listed in the middle of everything. I am totally covering this game when it comes out, though. For those of you who haven't heard of it, this is an Unreal Engine first-person shooter, team-based multiplayer, which sounds pretty standard, except one of the teams is dinosaurs. So you've got class-based humans versus dinosaurs gameplay, which sounds kind of like Dino D-Day, but it doesn't look like shit. So there's that. Shadow. It's a tower defense game coming out on Tuesday. Yeah, that's like all that's coming out this week is Shadow, according to Steam. So maybe I'll cover that. It's a tower defense game. It takes place inside William's mind in a colored and dreamlike universe made of a mix of pieces of memories, emotions, and feelings. Sounds intriguing. Might have to check that out. Okay. So look for maybe a review of Shadow next week, and a review of War of the Human Tanks, and we'll have coverage up of Dust and Walking Dead, both of which I liked a lot. And then week after that will be Tekken, and then Borderlands. We've got the loot chest edition of that game locked down, so we're gonna have like a huge unboxing video and everything for that. And I'm gonna call that a week. So big stuff coming on Tuesday. Head to the site to check out everything else. And thanks for watching.